How's it going, everybody?
Hi. So I'm Matt,
I'm Dan.
and we are Some Kind of Monkeys.
All right, here, Some Kind of Monkey.
Yeah, just like you. We are here to talk to you about
Pretty much everything.
pretty much everything. Mostly video games, but
Movies, life,
drinking.
anything entertaining
Yeah,
that
this.
we find entertaining.
Speaking of drinking, I have in my hand Three Sheep's Bad Boy. Apparently, it's made with real sheep. It says on here, unless you own Three Sheep's Brewery, in which case this is very delicious.
It's made with black wheat, actually. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
It's
it says that on here. So I guess I didn't.
read all the way through.
So yeah, no sheep.
No.
Black wheat.
And I'm drinking the specialty Coors Batch 19 pre-Prohibition, which is the pre-Prohibition lager designed to be like the beer before Prohibition. Has a nice taste to it. Can't complain.
So anyway, how do we start? What do you think we should do?
Well, tell everybody where you're from, where we're from.
All right. I guess we'll start with me. I'm Matt. I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and lived here pretty much my whole life. Was in Madison for a brief stint, studying music and recording the beautiful theme song that you'll hear eventually. It's going to be some of the product of my toils in the land of higher education. I also studied economics and marketing, and I'm using that to sit here and talk about video games.
There you go.
So that's great.
As for me, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
His name's Dan.
Oh, we already said that at the beginning, don't forget. We now live in the area down here. I'm by Cudahy, and I am from the education of Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, where I studied illustration, graphic design, stuff like that, a little bit of animation, where I'm using that to entertain you all with funny little videos and crap that I'm going to do here. Paint you some wonderful picture of life.
That's the good stuff. We'll get there. So, yeah, video games. Pretty much been a big part of my life ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember my grandpa, when I was like 4 or 5, bringing over the old Atari 2600. And, like just 10, 15, 20 games. Frogger, Miss Pac-Man, which my grandma would play all the time. They would get way farther than me. But I was more into combat, but nobody wanted to play.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the Atari. My cousin had it, so my second cousin, so we'd always go over at his house and play that. And I just love playing all the good games on there. Like Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back was the game on this. I love that game so much. I was a huge Star Wars nerd, still am today. And just stuff like that. A little bit of Yard's Revenge. E.T. sucked, but it was still fun because I was an E.T. kid as well.
I always forget about Yard's Revenge.
Yeah, such a good game.
Had the cool flashy graphic thing.
Then they came out with like a special edition, like Yard's 2000, like arcade edition.
Yeah, I didn't play it.
Yeah, it was just when arcades were dying, basically.
And then, of course, I think everybody had a Nintendo.
Nintendo here.
Yeah, I remember probably one of my most influential games, probably the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I love that game.
Seeing the gold cartridge when you go to Pick and Save, local grocery store, which sucks now, to rent Nintendo games, and you see the gold cartridge there. What is this? Yeah. I had a whole bunch of fun. I had no idea there was dungeons and stuff.
Just run around.
Wander around and you're like, oh wait, I go down these stairs and now I'm in this crazy bunch of rooms and there's a big 3-headed thing that I can't kill because I suck.
Yeah. I had that. I love that game. A bunch of other games, even like the hidden games, which now they're coming out with a couple new ones, like Strider. I always loved that game. It was the hidden game. And then we had the Sega Master System in this house too. And
I think that's what you're talking about with hidden games.
No, like Nintendo, like Strider was a great game that nobody really played. Now all of a sudden, like
it's
become like
just
a
kind of
cult
like
following game. Yeah. That's why they're making a new Strider.
Speaking of cult followings, they're doing the remastered DuckTales.
Yeah.
I think that comes out in like 2 days or something.
Yeah. To download. Did you see any of the stuff about it? Like what Capcom did?
I watched the trailer on PlayStation Store, and the theme song, they butchered the hell out of it. Oh yeah, adult language.
I still got DuckTales upstairs.
Yeah, I think we've got a copy too.
The best part about it is they redid DuckTales, so they come out with this special edition of the like stuff they sent out to different companies. They only did like 100 of them.
Mhm.
Same thing they did with Mega Man 10 when they released that. They re-released the old Mega Man. So they sent out a lunch box with all the stuff on there. Like IGN had one they were showing on their website, and inside was a gold cartridge DuckTales, and it wasn't just a game like. So like, oh look, they repackaged the plastic game, it doesn't work. No, it actually worked. You could put it in your system and play it right now, and it was a brand new DuckTales game they just re-released.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They had a bunch of like little stickers in there, like DuckTales, like old books from the original release that actually told you what games were coming out, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts and stuff like that. It was pretty sweet when they were showing it on TV.
That's cool. Yeah, I think everybody played DuckTales.
Yeah.
And like Tetris. Oh my god.
Tetris, I even had that on my freaking Game Boy, the old black and white Game Boy.
Yeah, green and black Game Boy.
Yeah, green, black and white. Then I also had the handheld Sega game.
Game Gear?
Yeah, Game Gear. I love that thing.
Yeah, see, my brother had that. I was more the Super Nintendo guy. My brother really wanted Genesis. He was into the sports games, you know, and Genesis had more of the sports games, and Super Nintendo was more about the role-playing stuff. I remember getting Chrono Trigger, one of my favorite games of all time. Earthbound, which they just re-released finally on Virtual Console for the Wii U.
But they had some ones, and they had like a Dragon 8 game back then too. That was like a big RPG for Nintendo that everyone, and they were giving
Was that Dragon
free.
Warrior?
Yeah,
Where you subscribed to Nintendo Power?
They got it for free after a while, and everyone already had owned it and then like traded in or sold it. Then they had Fantasy Island or Star Tropics.
Yeah, that was the other big game they kind of gave away. That was another fun game.
Yeah. I even like the sports games, Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
You know.
What was that one? Baseball Stars.
I enjoyed Base Wars.
Yeah.
The robots, we love playing that game.
So then, yeah, we had Super Nintendo and Genesis. I remember, like, Mortal Kombat came out, and on Super Nintendo that just had sweat because it was too violent.
They were just talking about that online where they had the company just found the old Guru like figure, and they were trying to like sell it for auction for like a charity. So they had like all like the little things on it so you can move it because you know they did him with motion capture instead of like the characters were mocap.
Yeah. They didn't have a character for him because he had 4 arms.
But that was so cool that they had like a little claymation character.
Yeah. Super Nintendo.
I had Super Nintendo. I had all
so
those.
what was after that? That was when Next Generation would have been
the 64 came out.
64, and that's when Sony PlayStation 1 came out.
Yeah.
Already, because that's when they were going to make the system together.
And that's when.
And then they kind of split up.
Saturn came out, and very few people had that.
Yeah.
It was a big, huge success in Japan.
Nobody had Saturn because you couldn't play Mario 64 on Saturn or Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, 64 was a great game.
Man,
Mario
but
64.
I remember
How
many whenever they called off school, we would just sit and play GoldenEye.
Yeah, at
for
this
like
point,
fucking
he
6
lived
hours.
next door to us, so we just would go next door and sit and play GoldenEye all day long. Snow day, it's GoldenEye day.
Yeah. I remember though going to my uncle at the time's house around the time before N64 came out, before PlayStation had just come out, and he said, "You gotta play this game, Resident Evil."
Yeah.
And oh my god, I fell in love with it. And immediately I went home and I said, "Mom, we need a PlayStation." We, not even I, we. And my mom bought into it. She tried the game, but my mom loved it. My mom beat Resident Evil 1.
But the thing that we missed though, like the Super Nintendo had great games that were just re-released like on other consoles like that. Donkey Kong Country. I mean, that was like one of the greatest games I've ever seen.
Oh man, yeah.
Super Mario All-Stars, where it had all of them on there.
Yeah. See, and I didn't have All-Stars. And I never had Mario 2. I have no idea why.
I love Mario 2. The ending sucked.
And it's great, but, I mean, Mario 3. And then Super Nintendo had Mario World.
Yeah, but Mario 3 was so different because, you know, you could get all the whistles and make it through everything with all the work real fast. Mario 2 wasn't even a Mario game.
Right. And just reskinned with Mario.
And then they changed it to the end was just a dream where it's Mario sleeping in bed. Like, this kind of stupid, but, like, you know.
That's because we couldn't handle we can't handle hard games in America.
Yeah.
Which is why all the games now have like a save point every 2 minutes. You go back and you play those new Mega Man games, like Mega Man 9 and 10, they're fucking hard. It's like I don't have the patience for it.
No, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I kind of feel like gaming grew up as we did. Like, we're at the point in our lives where we've kind of had video gaming almost our whole lives.
Yeah, I've had
So-
kids my whole life.
So it's kind of following us. Like, I feel like we're the target market for most games.
Oh yeah, the kids nowadays, like, there's a lot of adult content games that kids shouldn't play with their parents to let them buy, like first-person shooters, like that were Total Blood, and you shouldn't really let your kids play that. But it's okay because
We're family friendly here.
yeah, you play against them and you hear them cry and stuff online when you're shooting them, and it's like,
Yeah.
Don't get upset if your mom shouldn't buy you this game. It's a mature game for one. I worked at a retail store that sold video games, and we had the policy not to sell to kids
Yeah.
for a while, and then that just disappeared.
Well, hey, you can say no, or you can make another $60.
Exactly.
So yeah, PlayStation, and then was it GameCube came out? It was kind of, they were getting into the next phase. So it was GameCube,
and shortly after GameCube was the
PlayStation 2, and Dreamcast came out
Dreamcast came
somewhere in
before
there.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, Dreamcast was pretty cool. I remember trading in all my N64 stuff to get
Yeah, I did that too.
a Dreamcast.
And before that, I traded in all my Sega CD, my Sega 32X, and all that stuff to get the PlayStation. Because I wanted it so bad. And my mom's like, all right, we'll give you some money to buy it for your birthday. And instead, I used all that extra money just to buy a whole crap load of games because I had traded in everything and got the whole system for free, plus like Tomb Raider. Because that was like the first game that everyone was like so adamant on. I loved playing
Yeah,
Tomb
I
Raider.
think the first games we got were Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Crash Bandicoot. We got like
I
those
had
three. Were
Crash
great.
Bandicoot, Tomb Raider, I had Soul Blade. What else did I have? Tekken.
Oh, yeah, Tekken Tag. Or no, Tekken Tag wasn't out.
That was just Tekken.
regular
at that
Tekken.
point, Yeah.
Yeah, I remember trading and all that stuff, getting a Dreamcast. We would sit and play Tony Hawk all the time. Dreamcast, and then when did Xbox come out? The kind of after. I mean, Dreamcast died
Yeah,
pretty
Dreamcast
quickly.
died. It was
Sadly.
It was around it was around probably before the Wii came out.
Oh, no, definitely before the Wii came out.
I mean, no, not the Wii, but the Mario Party 8 was it? Because I remember I bought Halo. This is where I was injured, and I bought Halo 2 because that was the release date, and I had my mom go get it because I was injured at the point, and she picked up me Mario.
Were you still in the hospital, or were you
No,
here?
I was home.
You were home.
But then I bought Mario Party 8 or something like that at the same time.
Probably couldn't even play it.
No, because you guys all came over, Sean, you and Alex, and we all just sat in the front room and played like Mario Party and Donkey Konga. So it was right before that time.
Yeah. You guys will meet Sean and Alex too eventually. We gotta introduce everyone slowly.
Yeah, they're like fish. You gotta dip them in the bag of water first into the pool before you let them free. Otherwise, they'll eat each other. Like zombies.
Yeah, it's pretty much 100% like that. So you got Halo 2.
Yeah. And Halo 2 is such a great game. Like, I remember because Sean moved in at that point because I needed help doing stuff. So, like, he lived upstairs and, like, we were just playing. He'd come home from work because I was off for, like, 6 months, and we would just sit all night. Like, we'd stop to watch, like, Survivor, and then we'd go right back to playing goddamn Halo 2 for, like, hours. Just killing people. He actually didn't even, like, he had the PlayStation 2 at that point, so he was playing, like, San Andreas. So I was playing San Andreas and Punisher on his system, and then he would come home and play that and, like, Halo. But he bought, like, nothing else. I had controller and everything. He just bought Xbox Live account just to play Halo 2.
Nice.
That's the whole point. It was like introduce a whole genre of that, just to go online and kill a bunch of people you don't know, which was fun.
Yeah.
Like you could do it on like computer and stuff, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah. I've never been a big computer gamer. I'm a Mac person, so
Mac
they don't
person.
really tailor PC gaming to Mac people.
Mac
so
people, thank you, Steve
screw
Jobs.
that. Yeah, thank you. I hope your company doesn't take a shit now.
Yeah. At least your movie looks good.
I hope it's not just one big punked.
Ashton Kutcher.
So yeah, PlayStation 2 I had, of course. Silent Hill 2 was amazing. I got that right away. Ico, Shadow of the Colossus. Those
Yeah.
were really big games for me. GTA.
See, like, yeah, Sean had San Andreas, and I was playing on his, and then, like, right before San Andreas came out, they released on Xbox the Box Platinum Edition, where it was Grand Theft Auto 3 and then Vice City. So I had both those at the same time, and I had to rip through those real quick, But I just couldn't. I kept going right back to GTA Vice City to play everything.
Oh, Vice City was so great.
I love where you could just kill people to the point where the Miami Vice actually came and they were like Don Johnson. You could just shoot him out like out of LT's little car shop.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor.
Oh man, yeah, that was a great game. I was hoping when they did GTA 5 that it would have been the Vice City again. You know how they did New York, Liberty City again? I was hoping they would do the Miami Vice City again.
Yeah.
But they did San Andreas, so.
Yeah, San Andreas was fun. There was just too much in that game for me. Like, I loved playing the game. I just didn't like doing all like the tagging. I didn't like doing like, hey, I had to work out, otherwise you turn into this. You had to do like those little mini games with like, the riding bike parts, which were stupid. Like, just give me a motorbike. I don't want to have to pedal this goddamn thing halfway across town.
Yeah. I don't know, I thought it was fun.
No, it was fun. Just, here's how you can look at it. GTA 4 and Vice City, the one in the middle wasn't as fun as both of them. Either of them. I had more fun with GTA 4.
Yeah.
And then the multiplayer,
yeah,
they added that, and it was just so much running around and doing stupid stuff. Just like, oh, let's see if we can shoot people like skeet shoot. You flip on a bike, and we'll see if we can shoot you out of the sky.
That's what I did like about GTA 4, and like you go and you're like, we're gonna fly to the Statue of Liberty
and then try to jump into the torch, which everybody had to do.
Yeah. God, I played that game so much. I was in love with like the radio stations and stuff like that. One thing I found out, so I've got PlayStation Plus, and you get those free games every so often. I had that Sleeping Dogs game, which is kind of like Grand Theft Auto in Shanghai, or Hong Kong, I don't know. Somewhere in Asia. And the radio stations were awesome, because a bunch of them would be centered around like a record label. I'm a big music nerd, so this is something that I really get into. So you had one station that was Roadrunner Records, so it's all like metal and stuff. Then you have the Daptone Records, so it's all like the new sort of soul, like funk. Warp Records, which is like one of my favorite like electronic label, and Ninja Tune, another kind of abstract hip hop label. They all have their own stations, which was amazing.
What was the one that came out between Grand Theft Auto Vice City and San Andreas that was like it, but you were like in LA?
You're talking about like Saints Row?
No, there was another one before that, and I think it was on like I don't know if it was on the GameCube or it was on like the system app. It could have been on the PlayStation, because I remember owning one of them.
Was it a Rockstar game?
I don't think it was Rockstar, because the other one that Rockstar came out with in between there was
State of Emergency?
State of Emergency, which kind of was stupid.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, wasn't so much fun. But like the other Rockstar games were fun, even table tennis. I fucking played the shit out of that one on my Xbox. I barely have any achievements on it, but it's like...
Speaking of Saints Row, though, and I just read this before I came over.
Saints Row 4?
No. Did you see the Saints Row 4 Super Dangerous Wad edition?
Mm-mm.
I don't want it to be a joke, but I think it is. I'm going to have to look it up and read off what all comes with this, because it's ridiculous.
You see, they just had another problem with them releasing it in Australia.
Oh yeah, they keep changing their ratings and stuff because
they had to take alien drugs in it, and then
well, and I guess the plot is Saints Row 4. You're the president, and you're like going to space and shit.
The Saints. One of the Saints is the president, and the fellow Saints are his friends, and like you got to stop the alien invasion before it comes. But they also have like an alien anal probe gun, which shoots. I mean, not as bad as like the giant dildo gun they had in Saints Row the Third, right?
Jesus. Okay, of course now I can't find it. I swear to God, it was the most hilarious thing.
No, like I've only played Saints Row a little bit. Not like, I think I only played like the demo too, and like it seems so much like at least the first couple in Saints Row, the second one and stuff like it seems so much like Grand Theft Auto. I just kind of steered away from it.
Yeah.
But now that it's become so over exaggerated, like from Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4, it's like so over exaggerated. It might be a game just to pick up for the fun of it.
This is how exaggerated this is. So it says only one available.
Yeah, it's
I really don't want it to be a joke, because it's $1 million. I want someone just like Justin Bieber. Go buy this shit. You get Saints Row 4, Commander-in-Chief Edition, a Virgin Galactic space flight. You get a full-size replica of the dubstep gun from the game. You get something apparently called a hostage rescue experience, spy training day, which would be kind of fun, plastic surgery apparently.
Just because they
I don't
know
know.
the game.
Well, like they're just gonna throw in everything. Personal shopper, a capsule wardrobe, 7 nights at the top royal suite of the Burj Al Arab in Dubai, a week for 2 at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington, D.C., first class flights to both of those hotels, a Lamborghini Gallardo,
For $1 million, you're
a
already
new
overpriced.
a new Toyota Prius and 1 year's insurance, and a year of supercar membership. I have no idea what the hell that is, but if you have $1 million to burn, buy this, or give me $1 million and I'll buy it, and you can keep the plastic surgery, because that's fucking crazy.
That's a lot of junk in there.
I mean, it's $1 million for like a shitty game and a bunch of cool stuff.
Well, a lot of
Except-
people love that game, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say shit
I
anymore.
never got the appeal of the game. It was
No.
just way too, like,
The first two, like, though, were so close to San Andreas, or like the Vice, or like Grand
San
Theft Auto.
Andreas, yeah.
Everything. So,
But
like,
they just
even the driving and everything,
took it in a whole different direction, which I guess
Yeah.
there's a market for that, but
for the
I'm
over
not
exaggerated. Like, like I was watching videos of actually the third, and once you do everything in the game and you start like upping the level of your character, you can just be impenetrable to everything. So you can like jump out of helicopters and like blow yourself up.
So it's like Crackdown.
Yeah, basically, which is now free on Xbox Live.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, I love Crackdown.
I never played the second one though.
Near die.
Another game that I really loved from this is a current generation, Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. That's a great game. You know, people always talk about it, games, art, and stuff.
Wasn't it the second one too? Wasn't the first one Red Dead Revolver?
Yeah, there was Red Dead Revolver first, which was not anywhere close to what Red Dead Redemption was.
No. I believe that there's somebody going to be making a new one, though. A sequel, but I don't think it's Rockstar.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I read something about it.
Another great Rockstar game. Jeez. If you want to send us any money for plugging all your games that don't need any publicity, go ahead. Bully.
Oh.
Loved Bully.
Yeah.
I've bought it multiple times.
Yeah, I
like
borrowed
every system it's out on.
I borrowed it from you and actually played it and beat it 100 or 1,000%, 1,000 points.
Yeah. Oh man.
But they're supposed to be making either a second one of that or they're making a movie now.
Well, they just
Something like that.
somehow like renewed the trademark or something.
Yeah, that's what I was
heard.
hearing. So they could make like a movie too or something. Like
Who
that.
knows? But do it.
Yeah, Bully was awesome. I
Another,
enjoyed the shit out of that game.
with Grand Theft Auto, and I've been saying this for years, if they want to do like a Grand Theft Auto Online, which I would happily pay to play, what they need to do is set up the server. There'd be like a servers on the West Coast, servers on the East Coast, maybe one in Dallas, Chicago, something. And whatever server you're nearest to, that's the one you have to play on.
Yeah.
And the city that you play in is modeled after the city of your server.
That would be cool.
So if I'm on the West Coast, I'm going to be playing on like the LA server. Unless I'm a little more north, then I'll be in the San Francisco server.
I think
San Francisco.
I think that would be fun, but I think you'd want to make a way so you could make it without flying and playing in another country or area to actually drive your car and then be like road trip 28 hours, you and your friends sitting in one car and drive to frickin' California and play.
Well, and that would be something.
And then you just kill people, die, and then you'd respawn back in frickin' New York.
Yeah, and then or you could set it up where, like, so let's say if one of us lived in New York City, and then, like, I'm here, so we're in Milwaukee, we'd be on the Chicago server, and I would, like, send you a mission to do in New York City for me, and I get, like, the money. Like, you have to send me a cut of the money or something. That would take a lot of programming power and server space, but I would play that a lot.
I was watching more videos of that new, because we're also a paper pen type of RPG people too. We played those when we were younger.
I wouldn't even say those for me. I would just limit it to Shadowrun.
Yeah, me too. Basically, Shadowrun is what we got into. But they were talking about the new Shadowrun and how close it is to the paper and pen system, and which I didn't know. The guy who helped create the new game bought it back from Microsoft. Microsoft Studios bought FASA
only to
just
make
the game part,
first person,
game, and then they like basically sold it right away. But they sold it back to the guy who made the original pen and paper stuff, so he's the one who created the new game.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So that's one game I will play on PC.
Yeah, I definitely want to probably get that. It looks really good.
I need to probably get a new PC.
Yeah.
Sadly.
It might work on a Mac, you never know.
Well, no, it does work on Mac, but I have the old, before they switched to the Intel chips,
Yeah.
I have the last of the PowerPC generation, and like nothing works.
Because they were saying, well, because like some of the Steam games, because it was on sale on Steam right now, but they were saying some of the Steam games weren't working properly on the new operating system for Mac, Lion, which has been out for a while. It's not new, but it's been out for a while. And so like it was meant to work, like Civilization, someone was saying they were having troubles with. They were trying to play it on Lion, but they had to reboot it with Leopard to get it to work. I don't know. I
Who
still got
knows?
Leopard.
Yeah, I don't even know what I have. It's the farthest one I can. Probably like-
OS X.
Yeah. So yeah, which brings us to now. We're both waiting for the new systems to come out. I know I'll probably get the PlayStation, and you'll
I'm
probably
starting with the
get
Xbox.
I have the Wii U. I got it for Christmas. I really wish third parties would get on board with it, because there's a lot of. I mean, I've loved Nintendo my whole life, so probably the one commenter will probably say I'm a total fanboy. But there's a lot of potential with the gamepad. I just think they don't want to sink the money into it, because the developers want to go for the sure thing. They don't want to really experiment.
I don't like the term fanboy because, you know, like I have a PlayStation 3 and I also have an Xbox, but it's not just the system or this and that. It's basically the online that keeps me coming back to Xbox.
Yeah.
Because it's so much better. And the controller just feels more meaty to me in my hands. I'm a bigger guy. I got bigger hands. So to play a controller that feels better in my hands is the reason why I play it so much.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of, so the online is a big factor. And definitely Xbox, hands down, they kind of pushed that more into the forefront of gaming, I think, as we know it now. Games. Really. Nintendo doesn't even really need third parties. They could get by and make a system and just sell first party games.
Oh, did you?
And it wouldn't even matter, because I'm gonna buy Mario, I'm gonna buy Zelda, I'm gonna buy Metroid.
But here's what they got going for them right now, and it's like, you set up your system to play right now, and you want to play these games, and they're like, oh, we have all these new games coming out that are supposed to be the savior of our system. Pikmin 3, that's not a goddamn savior of your system.
Yeah,
and
that was more of like a cult following.
I know, and then you have, oh wait, we're gonna redo Wind Waker's. All right,
I'll buy it.
Yeah, but
I'll buy it.
It's not gonna save their system. Right now, their system is what? They made $100,000 on their new system in the last quarter.
Haven't checked the figures.
So they were at like 120, 100, whatever, and the freaking Wii in that same time outsold them like 200 some thousand, 100 some thousand. So the regular Wii is still selling, and your Wii U, just because, you know, I don't know what's wrong with it because I don't have one, but I played yours and it was fun.
Yeah, I think people don't get it. Because I remember when we were in New York for Thanksgiving, and we went to Nintendo World Store or whatever, and people were walking around looking at it, and some people are like, I don't get that thing.
I understand it, and it's basically a Wii with better graphics, you know, bigger hard drive, stuff like that, and a new setup controller where you can integrate that with the other controller.
Yeah. And the only game that's really done it well that I've played, you know, a more innovative way, rather than just, hey, you got a little second screen for a map, is the Zombie U.
Yeah.
Because you walk into a room, and you could take this gamepad, it's like a kind of a tool in the game, a little scanner thing, and you move it around the room like this, and it'll...
But you were saying you could do that with Street View, too.
Yeah, the
Google
Google
Street View,
Maps app on there is really cool.
But, like, the thing that's really got their company running right now is their games are selling like mad. It's not even games for that, it's games for the DS. You have Pokemon selling up the wazoo. What's it called just came out, Animal Crossing. So that's
and I really wish I had a 3DS, because Jamie and I played so much Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and now they got all that Street Pass stuff going on where people love Street Pass, and they're like, well, you can go to this. Now they have kiosks set up where if you walk past one, it'll save your profile on it, so the next person that comes by, it'll switch out their profile for yours, and basically you'll have a new person on your Street Pass. So everyone's playing that. I wouldn't do it. I don't have one.
I haven't kept up on any of the 3DS stuff because we don't have one.
The 3DS is selling like mad. So their system's selling like mad. That's what's keeping the company basically in the positive.
I mean, Vita's pretty cool, but no one's gonna take. Nintendo's got like the death grip on the handle.
Yeah, Sega tried, and then what was the N-Gage after that? The phone that was basically.
Didn't Atari have the Lynx?
Oh yeah.
Remember back in the day?
But that one failed too.
Yeah. Neo Geo Pocket, didn't they have that? Was that a thing?
I don't know. Could have been, but I know they had the N-Gage, and that was a big flop.
Yeah.
But even like on my freaking phone, I'll download like old Nintendo games and stuff from my
Yeah.
phone and play them on there.
Well,
and,
that's one of the other
ROMs.
things that's cool about the Wii U. You can download these new virtual console games, play them right on a gamepad. So then Jamie can watch TV. Jamie's my wife. Maybe you'll meet her. You can play the game on the gamepad, and you can watch TV or fire up Netflix.
Well, you
on
can
your
do that on the
PlayStation or
same
whatever.
on regular games, right? If you play Super Mario Brothers, Wii or U or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah,
play
some
that
of the
on the
games
little-
are on both too. So yeah, you can play the new Mario on
I
there.
thought
You can
that
play
was
the
a
new
good idea.
Tekken on there.
I thought that was a real good idea because that way, if someone did want to watch and you had it on the main TV in your house, you could
You
swap
just pause
around.
it, flip the setting, and then you're just playing it right there.
Yeah, that's a
And
nice
you can
idea.
plug headphones into it too. So yeah, if the
Yeah,
whole
that's
house is asleep, then you're not bothering anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why I like my headset for my Xbox because I bought the Titans, and you can turn the volume off on your TV and still have the volume coming through on this. And it,
Yeah.
like, especially if you're playing like a scarier game like Resident Evil or something like that. Like, there's parts because it's so close now.
you
can
know,
just
Resident
jump-
Evil hasn't been scary for like 3 games.
No, but like, there's just parts of it where like, because now it's in your head and
Yeah.
it's darker, and it's like, oh, and then like you're like, oh shit, that was cool.
And then they can probably with the headphones do a lot more with spatial
left and
sound,
right. Yeah, so you'll
you
like
know.
hear something going this way, and you'd be like, turn, nothing's there. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better. Like I like the way how it works.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you can integrate your. Because now it's all HDMI. I wonder how they're gonna do that with. You're gonna have to buy all new Turtle Beaches and like all new Titans with the new setup,
Yeah.
or they're gonna have like a headphones spot in the back to hook up just the wireless part. That's all I need to hook up, and then it'll work.
Yeah.
But who knows?
That should be fun. I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna have to save my quarters.
I did watch the unboxings of both. IGN had the PS4, and it was really nice looking. They really didn't show you anything. They just showed you the console, and they're like, "Ooh, look at this! There's a big LED light that goes all the way up the side, like for the power." And then they like on the front console. You know how the console like slanted a little bit for the
Yeah.
PlayStation.
A little.
On the front of it, where the LED goes up to the top, they have like the power button and like the eject button, like right on there. So it's like this, and you can put one and then the other. So that's kind of cool. But then they showed you like the controller for like 5 seconds on IGN. So it's like, yeah, it looks a little bigger, and I really don't like the idea of the screen now. On there.
Well,
So,
I don't
like,
know. I don't think it's gonna be a very. It's not like the gamepad. Where
No,
it's a
but it is
LED.
a little touch screen where you're like, oh, there's a puzzle part, so you gotta do like a little puzzle. And then it actually, here's the thing. The PlayStation 3, I bought it almost right away. Had the system, right? And they came out with the access controller. So I had it for Killzone, and you could do stuff where you're moving your guy or this and that, and the controller would move and your guy on the screen would move. Or you were unlocking like a door and you had to turn the wheel and you had to go like this. All of a sudden it just faded away. Now they got this motion capture thing back with the new systems. They got a little bar, looks like, and then it's supposed to broadcast to it. I don't know if they're going to have to do that again. They're trying to make that gimmicky again or what, but
I don't know. Well, I mean, everyone saw how much the Wii made on the motion thing, so
Yeah.
everyone wanted a piece. The Xbox took it in a whole. Microsoft took it in that whole different direction with the Kinect, which
Yeah.
is watching some of like the Kinect hack videos and stuff. Pretty crazy.
you look at the old Kinect box and it's like this wide and it's like this tall. The new one, like when Larry Herbeck opened it on Xbox, the thing's like this wide and it's like or like this wide back.
Yeah.
It's just freaking huge and like this tall.
Because it's gonna beam all of that stuff to Edward Snowden.
But they never showed you like anything but the front view of it. And like when they did like the motion capture and they spun it around real quick, you never actually seen how wide it was. So they like showed you the back and
Everyone's
how it
like,
plugged in.
oh.
No, it looked good. And then all of a sudden like he pulls it out of the box and he's like, "Here's your Connect, bam!" And it's still got like the weird thing about it is I like it because it's actually like helps you so you won't blow a lot of crap in your house. They have the power brick still connected to that
Yeah.
PlayStation or the Xbox One. Because that actually helps you store a little power and get a little power flowing back and forth. So, I like that function.
Yeah. So, well, that remains to be seen. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about those as we get
Yeah.
closer and as we get the systems.
And when November comes, I'll unbox mine and be like, oh. Put a
Yeah.
light in the box so when it opens, it's like, oh.
Like in Pulp Fiction when they open the suitcase. It's just
Yeah,
beaming.
we'll just have to do that for a video. That'd be funny.
So yeah, we'll talk about video games a lot. Movies, talk about a lot of movies. Get into kind of the indie stuff, dramas, comedies, horror. I like watching the horror movies just to see if they can make them well.
Yeah. Even though I haven't seen a horror in a while. My Rebecca does not like horror movies at all, so it's hard to get her to go. She would never go. She can barely watch a preview. So it's like, really, at that point, I'm stuck going with the lads.
Yeah, I want to see The Conjuring,
Yeah.
but I heard it was kind of hokey. which you always hear about any horror
Yeah,
movie.
someone was telling me about it at work, and they said they seen it, and she was like, "I'd go see it again just because it was good to see other people's reactions." And I'm like, well, I guess, because that's really what a horror movie's supposed to be about now.
Yeah. What else movie-wise is happening?
I don't know, just like the
I mean-
big movies, like you'll have Anchorman stuff come out. I want to see
Oh
that.
yeah, I just got the new Entertainment Weekly in the mail.
Yeah.
It's got Anchorman 2 on the front, so yeah, I'm excited for that. I don't really go and watch all the comic book movies. Like I'll go see Iron Man
Yeah,
because Iron Man kind
3 was real
of
good.
renewed my faith in comic book movies. So for me, it's like Iron Man series is great, the Dark Knight series is great,
Dark Knight was good.
and the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I didn't see all the individual Avengers movies.
I'm waiting to see how DC pulls theirs together, because they're not releasing.
Oh, like the Justice League stuff.
Well, they'll do a Justice League. They're going to do a Dark Justice League with Gail Del Toro, whatever his name is. He's going to do Dark Justice with
We're
Constantine.
gonna re-edit
thing,
you saying his name.
because it's wrong. I don't know how to say it. That's right. Whatever his name is, Benicio Del Toro. No,
Yeah.
he's actually going to be in a comic book movie coming up. I heard Benicio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're doing they announced that Comic-Con Batman Superman movie.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
So that if they do it right, then they're gonna do Superman 2, a new Superman, where I hear they're talking about a bunch of different people to play Lex Luthor, and one of the new people that they were talking about was Bryan Cranston
Nice.
could play Lex Luthor. And I was like, that would be kind of cool because I've been watching him for a long time, and even I have not watched a lot of Breaking Bad. I think I've seen like a handful of episodes here and there.
It'd be like Luther in the middle.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. I always loved him in that show too. He was funny there. He could be funny and
Yeah, Breaking Bad. That starts. Thanks for reminding me. It starts back up on Sunday. The last 8 episodes or 6 episodes or something. If you haven't watched the whole thing.
no, I haven't. I've I really just seen here or there episodes, and I haven't watched all the way through of anything. So, but then again, I've been watching Game of Thrones, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Still haven't
And you
seen
have
a
to see
single
that.
episode.
You want to talk about great series? You have to watch that.
I'm gonna grab. Do you need a beer?
Yes, please. I was watching Falling Skies, which I have to watch the last episode of, which is a great show, and they just ended that one. And then I have to watch Sons of Anarchy's coming back in I think September.
That's another one that I have not watched yet.
Sons of Anarchy is so good.
And they have all of it or a lot of it on Netflix.
Yeah,
So I want to watch it. You're gonna hear a lot of the keys in the audio portion of it.
I have to bring my ring down here. So just... But then the other good ones are like, it's hard to watch a lot of too much TV, especially on Sundays now and stuff like that, because it's football season again. So
Yeah.
really, I'm a huge sports fanatic, baseball, football, hockey, so gotta watch my football. Not a Packer fan in Wisconsin. I'm quite the hated person around.
Yeah, it's funny. So he's not a Packer fan, and I'm not a football fan. So we're kind of the only 2 people in Wisconsin that don't care about the Packers.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, tried and true, and my girlfriend is from Michigan, so I also enjoy watching the Lions, and I hope the Lions kick the crap out of the Packers this year, especially with Reggie Bush. He's still got a lot to him, I keep hearing, so let's see how good he does.
So yeah, I don't really care a whole lot about sports. I'll go and watch any sort of live sporting
Yeah.
event. We go to hockey games and stuff. But I, like watching the Brewers. We've got our 10-pack of tickets. And did you see your favorite person that was on the deal?
Did you
Ricky
watch? Were
Weech?
you at the game when he got injured?
No,
Did you see how he got injured?
no.
The thing was, he fell over his own baseball bat. So apparently, he hit the ball, because I didn't watch the game. I was busy watching something else. I think it was the game when the Cowboys were playing last week or whatever. So I was watching the football, and he hit the ball, threw his bat on the ground, ran, just slipped on the bat and fell and hurt himself.
Did you
So,
see? Flip side of that, did you see Gomez's catch yesterday? Oh man,
He wasn't even on the top 10 on ESPN.
go check out the replay. He's center field, running, has a beat on it, goes to catch it, rolls 3 times, and still has the ball. I mean, that's you can kind of expect it from Gomez.
Yeah, he's quite fast.
Freaking fast. But it was just keeps tumbling across the field. And I'm like, now you're in right field already.
Yeah, I was watching some of the Little League World Series yesterday and today. It was on ESPN while I was at work, so got a little of that in. Got to see Michigan play Ohio. That was a pretty good game. Well, they were one kid
I'm not up on my Little League.
the one kid made a diving catch for the ball, and you could tell that he snow coned it and it touches the ground. But the ref or the ump couldn't see him, so he just threw it up in the air real quick. Going, yeah, and the ref's he's caught, he's out. I'm yeah, and then they replayed it with slow motion. No, he never caught it. Oh, so bad.
Yeah, well, at least they're making maybe tens of dollars doing the Little League World Series.
Well, they got a lot of volunteer work too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of MLB stars like that come down, like former MLB stars come down and announce games.
See, and that's cool.
Yeah, I would do that if I was.
And I
Yeah,
hope
so-
I'm glad they're doing all the suspensions and stuff, because otherwise a kid is going to grow up thinking like, oh, I'm going to have to dope.
Yeah.
Play.
There's just so much about it that I think is unfair for certain reasons. Like, here you go, you're going to have A-Rod. He's not going to get suspended right away because he's going to appeal it, and he already is appealing it. And the appeal won't go through until the offseason. So basically, he's going to play the rest of the season. All right, now he's 40 years old or whatever, already injured. He's been surgery after surgery.
Yeah.
Come back for rehab, been down into minors. What's going to happen if he doesn't decide to play next year? If he just wants to retire, which I could see happening completely now.
Yeah.
He does whatever he can this year, makes the millions of dollars that he needs to, the 11 million, whatever, for playing this season, whatever he needs to. Then at the end of the season, he goes, well, I'm just going to retire, and then the MLB just drops it because they won't go after him anymore. What's to go after him if he's retired?
Well, and that's because before they announced they were going to do the 214 game ban, before they announced that, one of the rumors I heard was like they were going to try to ban him
but they
forever.
That would never happen.
I mean, they wouldn't do that, but effectively,
No,
if you retire as a result of this, you kind of keep him out of baseball.
You can already see him start to want to retire because
because he's getting old and he's getting kind of banged up and shit.
But the thing is, they've tried to ban people for life before. The only person that they've successfully banned for life, and it's not even from MLB, it's from getting into the Hall of Fame, is Pete Rose from the Reds. They've tried to ban people before for life, and all of a sudden, you have the players' organization and the unions come in and they overturn it because it's unfair.
Yeah.
I don't care if they cheated or not. Like, you can say people in the past have cheated and they cheated the right way. I mean, Mark McGwire cheated the right way. At this point, everyone will say he was on regular steroids and stuff. When he admitted he was on steroids, he was admitting he was on Andro. He was actually a GNC spokesperson for Andro, which is a legal steroid at that time. It was an illegal version of a steroid. And it was a weight gain thing. He was like just cups of it every morning into a shake. He didn't care. Sammy Sosa was corking bats. He got caught for that. Nobody cared.
So, anyway, that's the sports segment for you. What else? I don't really follow comics. Dan's the comic guy.
Follow comics, a lot of comic movies, a lot of online stuff I follow, web comics, and videos.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that when anything good comes up or anything newsworthy comes through where they're going to tell you anything good.
Yeah. TV wise, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones you're watching. They're going to release, apparently they're going to do a Twin Peaks Blu-ray set.
Are they?
Like an ultimate with both seasons and the movie. I'm a big Twin Peaks fan, so that's exciting for me.
I've seen it.
And all the other David Lynch stuff, just so fucking weird. And I guess there was an interview I saw with him where he's just like, oh yeah, not everything in a movie needs to mean something. So he'll just throw something in there just to throw you off, which I think is great.
I like a bunch of the other little comedies too, like Big Bang.
Oh yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. I love that from the day it came out.
Yeah. And I just started watching those because you kept telling me about it.
Yeah.
I'm a season behind because I don't even watch regular TV. I'm just so lazy.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to come on Netflix, so I'm a season behind, and I know they just revealed who the mother is, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, they've been showing her for a while, but I haven't seen the new stuff either, so I'm waiting for it to come on Netflix or on... Because I really haven't watched a lot of that new. I DVR'd it, and then I was DVRing Big Bang, and then just the clear stuff I cleared How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But, so I was watching that, Two Brokers was pretty funny, so we were watching that, and then, which I love, because Patrick Warburton is funny as hell. The one where he's with David Spade.
I haven't seen the show, but I know Patrick Warburton. He's actually on The Walking Dead, another great show. The comic is even better. In the comic, there's this character called Negan, or I don't know how you pronounce it, Negan. I call him Negan in my head. And this guy, if they put him in the TV show, I swear to God, it has to be played by Patrick Warburton. It would be perfect because he's so,
plays everything.
Kind of like but he's like more so like an innocent, jovial, or I don't want to say dopey kind of guy.
I wouldn't say that in the animations he's in.
But if you put him in Walking Dead for that character, I think it would really carry the gravity of what the character, before all this
Yeah.
stuff goes down in Walking Dead, everyone leads a normal life, and it would really drive home the point of this is what can happen to a person, because you would equate him in your mind. It's like, oh, why would he do such a thing? Because this world
Yeah.
led him to be that way.
But I like Patrick Warburton and everything he's done. Like, you watch him even from Seinfeld. He was kind of mild-mannered in there.
Yeah.
And then, but like, he would play Joe in Family Guy. And you start to see a little bit of that character. Then when he was the Tick on the live-action TV show, Tick was great.
When he was the Tick on The Tick.
But he was also
Yeah.
a live-action. And then, like, if you've never watched The Venture Brothers, he plays Brock Sampson.
Yeah.
One of the greatest
Still haven't seen Venture
characters
Brothers.
ever.
The only Adult Swim I really ever watched was Sea-Lab and Aqua Teen and Metalocalypse.
No,
Haven't
great.
kept up with a lot of the newer stuff.
Venture Brothers isn't too new. That was around the same time Sea-Lab was out. And
Yeah.
Aqua Teen.
I don't know. There's so much. And we just started watching 30 Rock again.
Yeah, I watched
About
some
30
episodes,
Rock.
so it's never.
We just finished season 7 of Dexter,
Yeah, I'm not watching Dexter.
which was really good, but it won't beat season 4 ever. One of the best seasons of TV.
I watched Weeds all the way through. That was a great show. I watched it
Yeah.
all on Netflix and like online
Yeah.
to catch up. It was amazing. Then the new
Kind of
show-
trailed off, but then at the end you got Doug, who's a crazy ass
Yeah,
with his cult or whatever, which is kind of funny.
yeah. Kevin Nealon, one of my favorite characters. He's got to be one of my favorite characters on any TV show. Is on that one.
Yeah.
Even because I watched my Saturday Night Live when we were younger, so it was like just his attitude towards everything is brilliant. Even in Grandma's Boy when he's like the boss, I love him in there. He's just
Yeah, Netflix. I didn't watch that person's new show, that Orange is the New Black.
Yeah,
it's
that's
supposed
really
to be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. And they got greenlighted for a second season, I believe. I just seen it on there.
But I did watch Arrested Development.
Yeah, I have not caught
the
up
new
on that.
season, which at first, when I was first watching it, I was like, all right, this is all right. But then the more you think about it, it is really hilarious.
Yeah,
And
it was really funny. I was like,
Every week or so, I say, we should just rewatch it.
oh crap, you just fucked it all up. No, I'm just kidding.
And we're back.
Yeah, take a little break.
So, Arrested Development. After we watched it the first time, we were like, yeah, it's all right. It wasn't as funny, but then they kind of just build on each other, become funnier and funnier,
Mm-hmm.
and now maybe once a week we're like, maybe we should just rewatch the whole thing. It's 13 episodes. It'll just take you 6 hours.
The new season, only 13 episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're already done watching it all?
Yeah, we watched it in like 2 days.
Yeah, we did that with, God, I was watching a bunch of stuff. I caught up with Parenthood that way, where I just watched it and then like caught up on everything on Netflix and I had to watch the new season on It's really funny.
You know what else I'm watching? That I never... Because we don't have cable in our house, because we're cheap. As you can tell by this illustrious, beautiful set. We take pride in some things, but not others. Dirty Jobs.
Nah, yeah.
Which is
See
so...
some-
Mike Rowe is like just a regular guy who is probably not trying to be completely hilarious. It's like unintentional, but it's just so funny. Some of the shit that these people do for a job.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't imagine, so you're looking in the paper, like, oh, so I can be they got a welding job here, or I can go drive truck, or I can go and artificially inseminate a turkey. I'll do that. What the
Well, it
fuck?
pays really good,
What
though.
the fuck? Or, oh, what are you going to do today? I'm going to paddle around in a giant lake of shit. Oh my god.
My favorite episode though was the one where they made him crawl into the cement mixer tank and like clean out the inside of the cement mixer, and it's like all stuck in there.
Yeah.
He's like hammering it with a little jacket.
And I think, over time they couldn't find as many super disgusting jobs. So we saw one where he was at the Jelly Belly plant.
Mhm.
And like there's those Bernie bots.
Jelly Belly
Beans.
in
Jelly Belly?
Pleasant Prairie he was in, right?
No. There's another plant in
Oh.
California. So of course he's going to go to the California
Yeah,
one.
don't come to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Illinois. Yeah.
Jerks.
Come to the
So-
plant.
So they have there's those Bernie Bott's beans. Have you ever seen those?
Mhm.
Where you don't know which flavor you're getting. Like they make the beans that look identical. So let's say there's like the black jelly bean.
Mhm.
And it's either going to be black licorice or skunk.
Oh, I've seen the bad
And then
ones.
you don't know, but
Like
they don't
the
tell you.
Harry Potter ones.
Yeah, this isn't the Harry Potter thing, because that's one of all the bad ones.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So you can just like taste all this weird stuff. This one, you just, or you're right, yeah, because Bernie Bott's Harry Potter. This one is just called Bean Boozled. They all come in this box. They're all mixed up. So you grab one, and it tells you this is the good flavor, this is the gross flavor. You don't know what it's going to be till you bite it.
Yeah, because we had the bad ones here, and we fed them to all the guys one night when we were playing cards. And it was like, ooh, dirty diaper, or like it was dish soap.
Yeah, and the vomit one.
Yeah.
So then,
Centipede.
so then Mike Rowe, he goes to Jelly Belly, and he said, well, let's make a flavor. He wanted to make the flavor of like his stinky boot. So they put like everything. It was like vomit, and they put like the egg in there, and like all the stuff, and it was disgusting. I mean, they should invent smell-o-vision or something, so we can.
If you like that show, you know what you should watch. I don't know if it's on Netflix yet, but Larry the Cable Guy has his own show where he goes to like different areas and does different jobs just like that. But it's called Larry the Cable Guy Only in America, and he does stupid stuff like he goes to like a firework company and they make fireworks, and he does roller derby, just everything stupid. Like he actually went to one of the places because he was in Vegas like a week ago. I was watching an episode, and they went to the place where all the laundry goes to be washed, and they like have like these huge like machines, and he's crawling inside them, and there's like the one special machine where everyone sends like all their soiled garments, and it's like in big red bags, and he's throwing them in there, and it's him and Carrot Top, and they're like just screwing around in this factory where he could probably lose an arm.
Wait, Larry the Cable Guy and Carrot Top.
Carrot Top was with
like,
him on this episode.
Like actual Carrot Top.
Actual Carrot Top was in this episode. It was really funny.
What's really funny, even more funny, my aunt, you met my Aunt Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her real name, but it is. She fucking loves Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Like, she went to Vegas and got, like, front row tickets to see Carrot Top. And then, like, met him and shit and went backstage. And then, like, so then she got tickets when he came to Milwaukee. And it's, like, borderline stalkery.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious because I'm like, Carrot Top, he's like a fucking freak.
Yeah, now he's all roid raged up. You see him?
Yeah,
He's all like
he's
pumped.
weird.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
weird
Like,
looking
pretty
now.
currently. Like, I'm not saying this is back in the day. This is, like, within the past couple of years, my aunt's been
Yeah.
doing it.
He's become really like punked.
Yeah, whatever works, I guess.
I don't know, but it was funny when him and Larry Cable Guy got together on this stupid show and they're playing all these stupid games and stuff.
So, yeah, that's, we covered, I think, all the bases, right?
Yeah.
Games, movies, TV, comics. We talked about Shadowrun.
Talk about beer,
We talked about beer.
which we love.
Maybe eventually
City.
we will be making our own, and then you can order some through us, or come and hang out with us and party, and we'll drink some.
Or we could take the world on a nice little tour, maybe of brew fields of Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Be cool.
they're not technically fields, but
No.
you know,
Miller Brewery. That'd be cool. We
Yeah.
could take one through Miller.
they probably have rules and shit.
Yeah, that's too far.
For
Yeah.
that. Well, yeah, I guess. So yeah, we covered pretty much everything. So that's us. We'd like to know more about you too, and you can tell us that by watching these videos,
Post some
commenting.
Send us some stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, send our Facebook. We've got Twitter. We'll post a little credits page, and you can see all of that.
If you like what you see, just keep watching. We'll be funnier and funnier, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we're drinking, which means you should also be drinking.
Yeah.
Probably makes us a lot funnier, possibly more attractive.
If I think I'm funny after 2 beers, how
Not
much should I
sure.
look from that side?
And we'll post our gamer tags and everything too if you want to join a game, play along with us.
Yeah.
I'm the Hexagon Sun on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live and on the Wii U. And that's S-U-N, not S-O-N. Sun like the sun in the sky. The Hexagon Sun.
And I am Jeebus El Sabor, because I have the flavor.
Yeah, it's grossly misspelled, so just look for that one in the credits at the
It's
end.
not grossly misspelled. It's spelled the way I could spell it because everyone else had the other ones.
Yeah, very highly in demand gamer tag, I guess.
Jeebus must be.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I am Jeebus.
And you were one of the first, you got Xbox Live within the first year or something, so
Yeah.
you would think it wouldn't have been taken.
No, it was.
Shit.
There was a lot, though. A lot taken.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching.
Thanks for enjoying some beer with us.
Obviously,
Good game.
You made it this far. We'll see you next time. We're some kind of monkeys, so are you.
Have a good day.